Hello friends, and welcome to The Architecture Enthusiast. The building's design aspires to balance minimalist principles with contextual sensitivity, drawing on the industrial heritage of waterfront warehouses. Its rectilinear form, clad in reflective ceramic tiles, establishes a strong, monolithic presence while attempting to engage with its surroundings through materiality and rhythm. However, the true potential of this structure to inspire, uplift, and transcend its utilitarian roots remains unfulfilled, constrained by its self-imposed rigidity. The building's stepped plan introduces a gesture of dynamism, softening the otherwise boxy, elongated footprint. These gradual protrusions and recesses create a jagged rhythm that disrupts the monotony of a purely rectilinear layout. The stepping offers moments of spatial variation, allowing the facade to engage more dynamically with its context. The interplay between projections and setbacks gestures toward openness and movement, breaking the rigidity of the form and hinting at an ambition to break out of the box. Yet this stepping remains restrained, failing to fully energize the structure or inject a sense of discovery into the spatial experience. The potential for these gestures to humanize or transform the building is left unrealized, as they are overshadowed by the dominating rigidity of the overarching form. The shed roofs with clerestory windows, inspired by industrial warehouses, continue the building's thematic homage to its waterfront context. The angled roofs introduce a visual rhythm and bring diffuse natural light into the interior. However, this feature, while functional, lacks the emotional or symbolic weight that could elevate the roofscape into a defining architectural statement. Instead, it reads as a utilitarian nod to history rather than a compelling reinterpretation of it. Inside, the building adheres to the same minimalist ethos, with expansive, industrial-like spaces that prioritize adaptability over intimacy. The clerestory windows provide a soft glow, but the vastness of the interiors, dominated by raw finishes and monumental elements, feels impersonal and detached. The stepped seating area, intended as a space for gathering and circulation, impresses with its scale, but fails to connect on a human level, its grandiosity more alienating than inspiring. The ceramic-clad facade, reflective and dynamic, offers a surface of technical sophistication, but lacks the warmth or texture that could invite tactile engagement or emotional resonance. The tiles' interplay with light creates visual interest, yet this feels superficial, aesthetic dynamism that masks a deeper absence of richness or intricacy in the materiality. While the building references its waterfront heritage through its shed roofs and industrial form, these gestures feel more imitative than transformative. The contextual dialogue is shallow, relying on formal mimicry rather than a profound engagement with the cultural and historical layers of the site. This lack of depth leaves the structure feeling disconnected, its minimalism isolating it rather than grounding it meaningfully in its context. The building attempts to be more than a box, with its stepped profile and shed roofs introducing moments of movement and rhythm. However, these gestures remain constrained by the overall rigidity of the design. While the architect's minimalist philosophy is clear and executed with discipline, the building ultimately fails to transcend its intellectual framework to create spaces that inspire or elevate the human spirit. What could have been a celebration of context, materiality, and spatial experience instead feels like an exercise in restraint for its own sake. The building exists, but it does not engage. It gestures toward beauty, but stops short of achieving it. It nods to history, but fails to reinterpret it meaningfully. In its quest for clarity, it sacrifices the richness, emotion, and wonder that make architecture truly transformative.